Hola.
And bonjour, everyone.
It's Matthew.
And Doug from Macro Bros Bodybuilding.
MB3.
And today, we're on our way home from the gym. We had a shoulder workout, and we hit calves as an accessory muscle. But anyway, you see the title, what we're talking about is normally during our shoulder workouts, we basically stand by a dumbbell rack and use like mainly free weights. I mean, besides that, maybe like a barbell, you know, overhead press and stuff like that. But usually it's like a dumbbell press or barbell press, and then like side laterals or rear delt laterals and front raises and stuff like that.
All free weights.
Yeah, all free weights. So today
we decided to switch it up a little. It wasn't even, we didn't plan to do it. It just kind of happened. We almost use machines for all of our exercises. Like, what did we start out with?
Well, we started out, of course, with dumbbell press, because actually we haven't done just dumbbell shoulder press for a long time. We've been doing overhead press. Anyway, we started out with that, and then we moved to rear delts.
Oh, almost hit a bird.
Then we moved to rear delts, and we did a rear delt machine. It's like a pec deck. You can move the arms in and then do rear delts. I don't know if you guys have that at your gym, but it's pretty common. Anyway, and then after that, we moved to an isolated side delt, like lateral. What was that called? Your side delt?
Oh, just side laterals, I guess.
Yeah, side lateral raises, but it was
for your side delts.
Yeah.
It was a machine though where you'd sit against the bench and like it's kind of like if you see my other shoulder workout, you can see it right here. I explained in that workout that some people like to do their side laterals at a 90-degree angle. You can see my arm. And I was explaining that it doesn't really target the muscles much, and I just don't really feel it as much, so I like to do with my arms fully extended. But this machine allowed us to do it with a 90-degree angle, and because you're using heavier weight, it did work, but we ended up only doing 3 sets of that, and then finishing our 5 sets of dumbbell laterals with finishing the last 2 sets with side dumbbell with our arms fully extended.
Because it was really good because it was really isolated on your side delt, but it wasn't, you couldn't get a full range of motion just because it was a machine, which I would say machines are really good for targeting a certain area, but it does limit you because of the fact that you don't build up your stabilizer muscles and everything to support the weight that when you use free weights.
And like you said, basically every machine you can possibly think of limits your range of motion, and even when like he was saying, it limits, or it doesn't, you don't use your stabilizing muscles, which are incredibly important. Let's say you have use a Smith machine to bench press your whole life, or a machine bench, chest press, and then you go to even a barbell, but especially like if you go to dumbbell press, your arms are gonna be like shaking. I don't know if you've ever seen someone who's never benched before try to bench, but I've seen a couple people, and even with a barbell, they are shaking like this. It's funny because they have no stabilizing muscles that you would build up with those using free weights and dumbbells and things like that. Whereas like on this shoulder press machine we did, it's no stabilizing muscles being used, which is okay for maybe trying to burn your muscles out because your stabilizer is gonna run out. I don't know, it's just
exactly when your muscles exhausted, it's really beneficial to use because you can actually, I don't know, it's safer also. And another thing is I don't know what I'm talking about. Machines are really good for, let's say you're getting older or something like that, and you want to be safer and you don't want to, let's say, injure your shoulder or tear something, then they're really beneficial because they're a lot safer because the range of motion is limited. Let's say you can't get it, you can just drop it down and it'll catch it, as to where free weights you could get hurt. But if you're into bodybuilding and not just so much fitness and trying to stay in shape, then I'd definitely say free weights are more beneficial and higher up, more superior to it, I guess. But throwing in machines, I'd say, is definitely a good idea in any routine, like once in a while.
Yep, and along with that safety point you made, Doug, let's say you have a bad shoulder or something, and you can't, maybe on shoulder press, you can't stretch your shoulder all the way down to where the barbell would be at maybe your chest or even at your chin. The only way it's comfortable is only to bring down the weight to maybe your eyes, let's say. Well, a machine, you can set it to where you can only bring it to that and it'll stop, so you won't accidentally maybe even like overextend a shoulder or tear a muscle.
Exactly, so it's definitely safer and it targets the muscle better, but for overall development and if you want to get big, fast, machines usually aren't optimal for that. Anyway, we're ranting again, but I hope you liked the video.
Speaking of that, you can go ahead and like the video.
You can throw down a comment.
And you can even subscribe.
But remember guys, there's always more on the way, so stay tuned.
Hi guys, welcome to the workout show here on process.com. I'm Rob Richards and today's focus is all about shoulders. In fact, sticking with the biggest and the best exercise for shoulders, seated military press. We're going to start by warming up, a couple of warm-up sets, hitting about 12-15 reps with about 60% of our maximal weight, and then very quickly get up to our heaviest weight, aiming for at least 6 repetitions, adding 5 to 10% on each set thereafter. So first of 3 work sets. The goal of this is really to maximize our efforts on each set with the heaviest weight we can lift. And then the next work set, we want to try and put the same number of repetitions, adding even just 5% on there. So you're pushing your body that little bit further each time. Think of it like a progressive overload. So I'm adding some chalk onto my hand and I will do it onto the bar just so I can get a nice tight grip, even though I'm not pulling on the weight, just for peace of mind to get a solid connection between my hands and the bar. Alright, that one felt good. Let's go for 5% more now. This is 135 pounds. We're looking at about a 7 or 8 pound total increase to add that 5% more to the weight. I've added on 10 pounds, a little bit over 5%. But in the first few work sets, you can afford to add 10%, between 5 and 10%, and then by the time you get to the heaviest weight, you're looking at 5% or less. But remember, any increment that you add is still additional poundages, and that's what we need to focus on here. Adding and overloading to that stress on the muscle so that our body has to adapt, become stronger, therefore becoming bigger, as long as we lift consistently heavy, good nutrition, good sleep, and good food. Right, this one's really starting to push me now. I can probably afford to add at most 5% on, and as long as I can get 4, possibly 5 reps, it's good enough for me. There's the 5% on. Added these small plates on. I can get even smaller ones than these. So if you're serious about weight training, you're serious about making some quality gains, it's actually worthwhile investing in some small plates or even 1¼ pounds. Even go one step higher and get some locking collars that weigh like £1 pound each, and that way you can add very small increments on and progressively continue to overload on every lift, every workout, and that's what you need to be doing. Adding consistently 5% to each lift, which really stacks up over several months, especially years, to making some good quality gains. So that's my 5% to see how many reps you can get out now. And then I'm going to finish off with a back set, taking 20% of the weight off and knocking out 6 to 8 reps in all-out effort. So even though I could have maybe got 1 or 2 more reps, certainly if I had a spotter there, that was really the maximum amount I can lift without really breaking my form. So one step up might be to enlist the help of a spotter and have them for the next 2 reps above that actually lift that weight up for me, and then I'll focus on that eccentric portion of the lift, which is where I lower the weight back down under control for about 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah, that one felt good. Let's take about 20% of the weight off and do one final back set, which is a little bit lighter, still heavy weight, but this is where I can put all of my effort in and continue to get those micro tears in the muscle that will then lead to kind of new muscle growth. On to the last final set now. I did a 4 rep max with the heaviest weight, so I've now taken about 20% off, and it's still a good heavy weight, but this one is going to really allow me to focus on the quality of the movement and really force that stress onto all 3 deltoid heads. Took a lot, but we got there. Done. Shoulders feel great after that. Give it a try. A couple of warm-up sets, 3 progressively heavier work sets. Aim to get the heaviest weight you can, and then drop about 20% off and aim for a further 6 or 8 reps on that final back set. And if you have a question or a body part that you want me to focus on, post it on the Process YouTube channel or hit me up on Twitter @RockRiches, and we'll see what we can do. See you guys next time.